"Mom, that's the man from my dream," the little girl whispered, pointing her tiny finger across the cafe told to copyright. The mother froze, coffee trembling in her hand. Her heart skipped a beat, not because of the man's striking presence but because of the fear in her daughter's voice. Hey everyone, before we dive deep into this emotional journey, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because what you're about to hear will touch your heart and remind you that some connections in life are written long before we're even born. Now, let's begin. A broken bar. It was a cloudy morning in downtown Seattle. The cafe tilde copyright smelled of roasted beans and rain-soaked pavement. Amelia sat by the window with her 7-year-old daughter, Lily, who was coloring on her napkin while humming softly. Amelia had been a single mother for almost 6 years, balancing 2 jobs and countless sleepless nights. Life had been heavy, but Lily's smile always made it feel bearable. Amelia looked at her daughter, her soft curls, her curious brown eyes, and silently promised herself she would never let anything hurt her again. But then, in a split second, Lily's crayon froze in midair. Her eyes widened as if she had seen a ghost. "Mom," she whispered, tugging at Amelia's sleeve. "That's the man from my dream." Confused, Amelia followed her gaze. A tall man had just entered the cafe told the copyright. He was in his early 30s, sharply dressed in a charcoal suit, the kind that screamed success. His eyes were deep blue, thoughtful, but haunted. The moment he locked eyes with Amelia, he froze too, like the world had stopped spinning. Their eyes held for just a second, but it felt like a lifetime. Amelia quickly turned away, brushing it off as coincidence, but her heart pounded in her chest. She couldn't understand why she felt something familiar about him. Lily, however, couldn't stop staring. "Mom," Lily said again, "he was in my dream last night. He was crying near a big tree, and he said he missed somebody in a broken bar." Someone named a broken bar Emily. Amelia's breath caught. Emily, that was her name before she changed it to Amelia 6 years ago, after her life had fallen apart. 6 years ago, she had been engaged to a man named Ethan Collier, a brilliant young entrepreneur who was building a tech empire. They were madly in love, planning their wedding, until tragedy struck. Amelia had lost their unborn child in a car accident while Ethan was overseas. The loss shattered her. She disappeared without saying goodbye, changing her name, moving across states to start over. Ethan had tried to find her, but she had vanished completely. Now, that man standing in the cafe tilde copyright a broken bar was him. Ethan Collier, the millionaire CEO who had once been her everything. The world seemed to blur around her. Ethan walked toward the counter, unaware that the woman he had mourned for years was sitting just a few feet away. Amelia panicked. She told herself to leave before he saw her. But just as she gathered her things, Lily's innocent voice cut through the noise. "Sir," Lily called out. Amelia froze. Ethan turned, confused, and smiled politely. "Yes?" Lily tilted her head, studying him with her wide, unfiltered curiosity. "Why were you crying in my dream?" Ethan's smile faltered. "You're a broken bar dream." "Yeah," Lily continued. "You were sitting by a big tree, holding a necklace with a heart. You said you missed Emily." The cafe tilde copyright went silent. Ethan's eyes widened, his hands shaking. He did have that necklace, a tiny silver heart he had custom-made for Amelia years ago. He still wore it every day. Amelia's breath hitched as tears welled up in her eyes. She tried to speak, but her voice failed her. Ethan turned to her slowly, confusion giving way to disbelief. "Emily?" he whispered. She stood there frozen, every emotion she had buried for 6 years flooding back. "It's a broken bar, Amelia, now," she finally said, her voice trembling. Ethan couldn't move. He had dreamed of this moment 1,000 times, but never believed it would actually happen. "I thought you were gone," he said, his voice cracking. "I looked for you everywhere." "I had to leave," she whispered. "After what happened at a broken bar, I couldn't face you." Ethan's eyes filled with tears. "You didn't have to go through it alone." Amelia shook her head, clutching Lily's small hand. "I wasn't alone," she said softly. "I had her." Ethan blinked, stunned. He looked down at Lily, his heart pounding. "Her?" Lily smiled shyly, not understanding the tension between them. "Mom says I'm her little miracle." Ethan's knees went weak, 6 years. The time Linnea broken bar the resemblance Sia broken bar the age. Tears filled his eyes as realization dawned. Am I Leah broken bar? Is she broken bar? Amelia nodded slowly. Yes, she's yours, Ethan. The cafe tilde copyright faded into silence again. Ethan knelt down, tears streaming down his face as he looked at Lily. He didn't know whether to cry or laugh. Hi, he whispered. The broken bar. I'm your dad. Lily smiled, as if she had always known. I told you, Mom, she said innocently. He's the man from my dream. Amelia covered her mouth, sobbing quietly as Ethan reached out and gently hugged the little girl he never knew he had. The warmth, the connection, it was instant, undeniable, and pure. Years of pain melted away in that single embrace. Weeks passed. They began meeting often at parks, at Café tilde copyright-esque, at quiet lakesides where Ethan and Lily would feed ducks while Amelia watched from a distance. Slowly, the walls around her heart began to crumble. Ethan didn't push, he waited, patiently, with kindness that reminded her why she had fallen in love with him in the first place. Eventually, Amelia forgave herself for leaving, for hiding, for breaking both their hearts, and Ethan forgave her too, realizing that pain can make people run, but love has a way of finding them again. One evening, under that same old oak tree where Ethan had once cried alone, Hilton, not with a ring this time, but with Lily standing beside him, holding a small box. Mom, Lily said, grinning. He said, this is for you. Amelia opened it and found not a diamond, but the old silver heart necklace she thought she had lost forever. Inside it was a tiny picture of the three of them, taken just a week before. Ethan looked at her, his voice trembling. I don't need promises this time. I just want to be with both of you, no matter what. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered, you already are. The three of them embraced under the fading sunlight, as the city lights began to glow in the distance. For the first time in years, Amelia felt whole again, and not because life was perfect, but because love had found its way home. And as you're watching this right now, remember, sometimes, what's meant for you will find you, even after all the storms, all the years, and all the distance. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes in second chances, because sometimes, miracles don't come from dreams, they come from love that never truly lets go. A currency I diaris Sedilla.